Hey YouTube, welcome back to another Hiker Plays video. Today we're going to be doing sort of a two-in-one video. We're going to be talking about shops, what you should be buying in the shops, and also for you more pay-to-win players, what you should be spending your money on this game. Now, let's begin with our shops to begin with. So, random shop. You want to make sure you come into this every single day. You want to use your free refreshers, so whenever they're available, make sure you're refreshing. Effectively, you're looking for your camp recruits here. If we go into the daily shop, this is what they look like, the campfighter radars. They appear within the random shop for about 500 diamonds, and when they appear, you should be picking them up every single day. Now, daily shop, always take your free stuff. I mean, it's completely free. I would be picking up the superior radar recruits, and I'd be picking up both camp recruits in here every single day. You could also pick up remote dice if you want, but personally, not for me. This is what I would be picking up every single day. Now, again, if we go into the tournament shop, the things you want to be prioritizing here are your campfighter tokens. Again, pretty much they're the cheapest thing here, and you can buy an unlimited amount. So as long as you're pushing tournament, you're going to be able to get the campfighter radars and have a good healthy supply of them throughout. When you come into the fighter shop, there's a number of things that are really good here. Firstly, if you don't have Margin Vegeta and you want him as a tank, Margin Vegeta is a fantastic tank in this game. You know, maybe down the line you'll have better options, but for now, for a beginner, for a new player, this is something you can pick up. But the unit that you really should be picking up is Gogeta SS Blue. Gogeta SS Blue is one of those meta-defining characters at the minute, especially where we haven't got some of the newer characters out. He's just a must include in every single team. We can actually go into his skills. I think if we go into details, we'll be able to see his skills. So you can see massive amount of energy, does, you know, decent damage, but that's not really where his, you know, power comes in. His power comes in from his supporting ability, where when surviving every 3 seconds, all allies are going to get 60 rage, and then later on when you do finally awaken him, all that rage is going to be shared out even more. So he's a beautiful rage sort of buffer for your whole team. He's a must-have in your meta team. Now, hunts, nothing phenomenal here. You could pick all this up mostly for food. If you're missing Android 16, Android 16 is a good go-to, but in theory you should have lots of it, and therefore all of this should just be food, and you should be powering your team up. Same applies with here. Nothing like that stands out particularly here. It's going to mostly be used for food. Corin shop, this later on becomes quite useful, especially with the red gear that can then be fed into legendary gear. So, you know, later on this does kind of become a little bit useful, but for the most part, this is something you're going to not touch. So we've covered all the basic shops. Let's go in and have a look at some of the things that you can now probably pay for. So if we go into privilege, the only thing I'd be buying in here is the daily free, the quick battle +2. This is a must-have if you want to try and progress your account really fast. We're 29 by the end of day 1. There's a reason for that. It's because we've picked this up and we've hyper pushed levels. Super important. Everything else, not so important over here. If you are sort of if you are like really pay to win, you can actually pick up most of this. It's not the worst value, but this is the only thing that's like hyper value, and as a free to play or as a, you know, low spender, this is the only thing you should really be buying. If we were to then go into some of like the daily top up stuff, or even the shops I should say, located over here, so you've got your rookie packs. The rookie packs are heavily overpriced. There is very little in here that you would ever want. The only time you may consider picking something up is potentially this one, where you can go get your legendary gears. But even then, this is way too expensive for 2 pieces of legendary gear, so I would avoid that. And with the events, I wouldn't spin on any of this. This is way too expensive for potentially a skin, and there's nothing really in here that's going to get you much value. Bespoke is good, but it's not worth spending your sort of diamonds on it. What you do want to do is you want to pick out these things, and you want to be getting as many mysterious crystals as you can, because that is legendary gear. But try and do it in a free manner, so no crazy spending. With the shop stuff here, believe it or not, I'm going to say avoid. So don't buy any of this. This you'll hit by just topping up if you do top up. On this screen, this is actually good value for money. The only thing is, this is only going to really kick in towards the end of the month as you start unlocking more and more. So as you start getting towards the end of this, this is actually good value. It's only going to cost you 98, so it becomes decent value. But again, this is something for right at the end. Fighter packs, all of this is absolutely overpriced, and none of it's actually that great. Yes, you can pick the hero you want. If you do get this, make sure you get Broly. But guys, this is way too expensive. You shouldn't be spending, you know, $99 on potentially, which is nothing. Same applies here. Nothing good here. Super fun. Super fun can be fun because some of the rewards you can get from here, I know that I can't click on them. They all seem to be seemingly locked. The second tier of super fun is actually all right. Like, in fact, I think both tiers are probably all right. So you can go for this. The growth fund is always value for money. Again, it's quite cheap and you get lots of diamonds back, so decent value for money there. Again, if you're a free-to-play or a very, very low spender, growth fund is probably one of those things you'll pick up. You'll also probably pick up active pass and then the privilege that I pointed out before. And then for you big whales, I do recommend picking up the Supreme Fund. This is the really big one, the 6481. Don't bother with the 3281. It's not as good. It's, in fact, probably a waste of money. This, on the other hand, is super worth it because you will get 2 copies, or if not 3 copies, of Broly, and that is what you kind of want. Now, in terms of actually spending on some of the other stuff, if we were to go into Adventure, you'll be offered lots of shops. You're going to be offered shops, say, here. Again, not really worth it. 128 is quite a bit for what is potentially just a couple of summons. It's going to feel tempting. It's not important, trust me. The one thing you do want to buy, and the one thing I will sort of promote and say you should buy, is in the time travel. So you can come into the vault and you can actually clear this vault out. So we can go in and, well, buy this. That's going to cost 198, and you're going to say 198 is a bit expensive, Hyken, isn't it? It is, because all we're really getting is a legendary of our choice and a ton of holy crystals down the line. But for me, this is actually value. I really like the idea of this because it's a free legendary equipment. It's going to really help you progress through the game, and you're going to be able to roll the perfect stats on it. To me, this is worth it, and I think you should be buying this if you're sort of a low spender. Other than that, guys, at the moment, as you can see, I wouldn't touch any of these like packs. They're not worth it. You could probably make an excuse and say, well, I want to buy the Broly pack, and it's like, well, maybe. But it, again, depends how much you're willing to spend. All in all, what you want to be doing is pushing these rewards as high as you can and, you know, progressing through the game without spending as much money. So, guys, that's what I would do. If I was you guys, the only things I would be purchasing is the quick pack. And if you really want, you can go in and buy that legendary gear that I pointed out earlier. Other than that, guys, you know what to buy in the shops now. Go and get yourselves these beautiful campfighter radars, and hopefully you'll pull some fantastic units. I hope you found this video entertaining. Well, maybe not entertaining, but educational. Make sure you go and spend your diamonds, you know, wisely. Let me know if you want to know, more about this game, and I will soon come out with more. Peace.